Hello, everyone. I'm Tom Giordano, and April is National Social Security Month, and we thought this was the perfect time to highlight our exceptional Social Security disability attorneys at Ponley Hockey Disability. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of speaking with attorney Connor Deverell. For those of you who don't know Connor, he's been practicing exclusively in the area of Social Security disability law for over 7 years, has been a member of Ponley Hockey family for almost all of that. Connor started in our New York City office, but a few years ago made the big step of heading out west and running our entire West Coast operation in California. One of the benefits of having hearings being held remotely due to COVID is that Ponley hockey clients all over the country have recently had the opportunity to be represented by Connor, and we don't see that stopping anytime soon. Connor is the absolute definition of the hardest worker in the room. I don't think anyone has covered more of our clients' hearings than Connor throughout the years. He has so many amazing qualities as both a person and an attorney. But for me, one that stands above the rest is his genuine and true passion he has in representing our clients. He takes our clients' cases very personal. He will never back down from a judge or vocational expert that he feels is misrepresenting our client's case or conditions. I can assure you that if Connor Deverell is handling your Social Security disability hearing, he will be prepared, he will be professional, but more importantly, he's going to be an aggressive advocate for your claim. But rather than have me talk about Connor, let's hear from the man himself. Connor, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for that introduction, Tom. Thank you.
My pleasure. I meant every word. Why don't we start off by you telling the audience a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, and how you became a Social Security disability attorney.
I was born and raised in New Jersey, and I ended up going to Loyola Law School in New Orleans for law school. And Loyola is a Jesuit school, and anyone who knows anything about a Jesuit school is that they really emphasize this ethos of being men and women for others. And they really put that into practice. So in law school, I was able to participate in a clinic where we helped unhoused people get their disability benefits. And we were literally getting people off of the street. And I found this work to be really exciting, really rewarding. And later on in life, I was able to kind of parlay this experience into a career in Social Security disability.
You know, I said it in the opening, and I mean it. Your passion about our clients in these cases it kind of seeps out of you. When we have our attorney meetings, you always are talking about a case you recently handled and, what you did and what you said to the judge. Where do you think you get that passion from?
After law school, I worked in corporate defense for a while, and I really didn't enjoy it. I was basically chained to a desk. I never met with a client. I never got to see the inside of a courtroom. So after practicing for a while, I decided to make a change, and I've been practicing Social Security disability now for 7 years, and I love it. I get to meet with clients every day. I get to know these judges really well because we're going in front of them day in, day out. And there's really nothing more satisfying to me than getting a win for one of our clients. Our clients are out of work. They're suffering with their health. So to be able to, get them some good news, get them some peace of mind, for me, there's really nothing more satisfying.
We always talk about how rewarding this practice is, and something we haven't been able to do recently, but I hope we'll be able to do someday is, when we're live with our clients, it was that hug that you would get after from a client who was satisfied and happy. It was spontaneous. It was great. That to me was the best reward of all, making a client happy. So you're spot on.
Yeah, we get that through the phone these days. So.
Yeah, that's right. You do. Interesting question. I mean, it's hard to quantify, but how many hearings do you think you've actually covered throughout your career here?
I've done the math, and over 5 years with the firm, I think I've done over 2,000 hearings.
2,000 Social Security disability hearings.
We're experts at this stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, what's interesting is since the pandemic hit, you've actually gone to almost double the amount of hearings because you don't have to travel, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we don't have to drive all over the place. You can be on the phone with New York and then Nashville and somewhere in Florida. So we're
Yeah.
all over the place.
So what can a Pond Hockey disability client expect when Connor Deverell is representing them at the hearing?
My clients can expect that I'm going to reach out to them the week of their hearing to review the case. And these days, I also like to make it as much like an in-person hearing as possible. I like to call my clients right before the hearing, the day of, to review their testimony again. And I also like to give them a call right after the hearing to kind of recap. So by the time the hearing rolls around, this is the third time that my clients have heard these questions. They're extremely familiar with what the judge is going to do, what the vocational expert's going to do. I like to have no surprises during my hearings. So when I prep my clients, I go over their conditions in detail and all the questions that they are going to encounter with the judge, kind of like a mock hearing. And so, I already know how they're going to respond. The client isn't surprised by anything. And with me, my clients can expect compassion and patience regarding their conditions. I think that's really important in this line of work. If you don't have understanding, if you don't have sympathy, this really isn't the job for you. I try and get to know my clients really well and get to know exactly why they feel they can't work so that I can give them the loudest and the strongest voice possible during their hearing. And along those lines, my clients can also expect me to be an expert on their case, on their medical records, and to be fully prepared with arguments for the judge and for cross-examination of experts.
And sometimes in your case, arguments after the hearing ends, right? I mean, I know you've in many situations have sent post-hearing memos and briefs to judges because of something that didn't sit right with you at the hearing.
Exactly. We're going to keep fighting these cases if we feel our clients aren't getting, a fair hearing.
Clearly, your preparation style of the claimant, of the client who is going in front of the judge is extremely important. What kind of advice, or what's your best piece of advice for anyone out there listening who may or may not even be a client of Pond Hockey Disabilities, but they may have a hearing coming up, they may be nervous about it, uncertain. What advice do you have for them?
My best advice that I tell all my clients is to tell the truth, be yourself, and don't spare any detail. The judge on the day of the hearing is judging your medical records, judging the case, but they're also judging your credibility. And the best way for the judge to find you credible is to be open and honest and just be yourself. We want to hear a lot of detail about your problems and why you feel like you cannot work, because on the day of the hearing, most of my clients have been waiting years for this opportunity to explain it to the judge. So my advice is always to not hold back. Don't be embarrassed. Let us know everything that's going on with you, and I'll make sure that the judge understands.
Connor, I mean this when I say it. Our clients are lucky to be represented by you. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it for the last almost 6 years now. You're a true professional, and I would suggest that anybody who's listening to this, who's watching this, who wants to know more about Connor, you can visit our website, www.pldisability.com or pondlehockey.com. Connor, thank you. I know this was quick, but I think it was important for everybody to get to know you and know what kind of person you really are.
Thanks, Tom.